Hello and welcome everybody to this ScrimCast tonight. This should be a good one between QuestCumbers and Cataclysm, new team by Heclac. I'm also joined by my co-caster, Kesnei, today.
Thanks for having me along. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for coming. And I'll be your main host today, Monorchid. We are going to be following the standard way of doing things in the VRML, as this is a practice for that. We do have a home team, that being QuestCumbers. We'll be choosing 2 maps today. And we also have picks and bans, just like a normal match. So what are the bans today, Kesnei?
So it looks like the bans today, we've got 2 of them. We're going to have out of, it looks like QuestCumbers are going to ban Downfall, and Cataclysm is banning Tanker.
Some interesting choices there. Kind of like completely different maps. Why do you think they banned those respectively?
So I think QuestCumbers really don't like Downfall. I think there's a couple of them that are specifically Quest players, and it struggles on that map from what I understand. It's not quite optimized there yet, and so seeing that long distance on the Quest kind of really draws out, I think, a spot specifically that's a shortcoming of the Quest.
Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Our first objective is going to be the gas station objective here on Quarantine. Map has changed a lot since 1.7, so this should be interesting. Seeing a brand new team that's never played on the old 1.7 version of Quarantine, duking it out here with some of these players that have, for example, and Dyslexic Dazzler. They are already crossing here, moving across, going towards the south, trying to get around as they had the crater spawn, which is all the way in the northeast. It looks like we have a 3-man push going north for Marsoc. For defenders, we got 2 people in the hospital building, one kind of just watching that cross there, and one on the roof kind of looking across. Pretty pushed out defender as well over here on this west building, this west kind of 2-story building, I don't know what to call it yet, and one in the gas station, as well as one in burning.
We may see some contact here in just a moment between Rick and the 2 that did the, what would it be, an east push coming out of the hospital building.
We definitely might. They could see Dazzler's head if he looks over, but he is really hard to see here. I'm kind of interested to see if Dazzler has like a nice scope so he could take out Ricky looking in there. It's just really hard to see him as he's in the dark. Ree has come up on the hill and he sees him and he's taking shots at Ree, who ducks down just in time, but giving his position away. So he might just take a shot from Dazzler if he's not careful.
Dazzler's running a 4-time scope too, so Dazzler likely can see him pretty well if he can get that highlight in the darkness.
In fact, yeah, he did get some accurate shots there. We did hear a wound noise from Ricky, who did get or took a shot there. He pulls back, letting them pull forward if they want to, but it looks like they're just going to fire for now. Fedora gets the kill. Let's see. Burning objective, fighting these people in the north. Meanwhile, Ree and Dazzler both in tandem take out the hospital defense there, and now that cross is going to be open if they don't respond. Meanwhile, over here in the far northwest, we do have some movement here. Most of the north team is pinned down. One did go down from the burning building here. Cataclysm's doing a good job defending there.
Quest is really trying to get through here on the south. I've got El Marvin duking it out with, looks like, Fedora on this back end. And they're throwing smokes, trying to obscure vision quite a bit as they're battling it out. But they did take down, who was that fell down earlier?
I'm not quite sure who it was. Marvin, eyes on, and takes out Fedora. Good shot, too. He's rocking the 4 times. Now he's going to have to contend with both Coach Codith and Scrib, who is in the gas station. And there we go. Scrib takes out Marvin. Good shot from the gas station. There does need to be a confirm here, but chances are this isn't going to get rezzed anyway. At least not without some blood and tears from Ronald Raygun, who does get taken out by Coach Codith. good first showing from Cataclysm here, but the round isn't over yet. Meanwhile, Dazzler's coming up onto the hospital roof. Heclac is stalking him, trying to get him, and he gets him. Good shot by Heclac. Ree knows that there's someone up there, though, and we should see contact between him and Heclac anytime now, as Ree will not be able to let them just take it or stay on that position without doing some movement.
Yeah, it does pin Heclac down there on that roof, and Ree is definitely watching that door upwards. But, you know, with Coach covering from the burning objective, and you have Scribs back there from the gas station, it really creates a pretty good pin that Ree's going to have to work through here.
Right. And now that he is all alone, the only person left is a possible revive, but he's all the way in the northwest. There's no way he's going to get res, especially with 40 seconds on the clock. Ree's going to have to make a move here, as there's just not time, and they know that there's at least one more defender, possibly more. Depends on what kind of communication we had from their team.
Oh, fuck.
Ree figures out that he just has no time, makes a audible call out, letting Heclac know there's another person below him. Ree looks up, takes him out. And now he's got to rush forward and kill the entire enemy team with 10 seconds left. How do you think that's going to go down?
You know, it's going to be a hard push. The smoke coming out here is a good start to it. However, you know, coming out of there, I mean, the only thing he did was really declare which door he was going to come running out. But in 10 seconds left, that's a really hard push. But a great call out to get him to peek back down from the roof and try to take that final kill to secure the win for Cataclysm that particular round. So it was a good play on his part.
Yeah, there just wasn't time left, though. We had to see a little bit more movement, I think, a little bit more aggression. That said, Cataclysm did a great job hitting them in place. The guy in Burning, for example, did a great job putting fire on multiple positions, not getting taken out himself, and really just hitting them and making them respond and not letting them move forward without taking a lot of casualties. And in fact, they all tried to move forward on that northwest flank and got taken out by a good amount of fire, as they had one in Burning, one in the gas station, and originally one in that kind of center west building. So really good defense there, spread out. Everyone watched their sectors, and when needed, they supported each other. So I did like seeing that. We'll see. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I did as well. I felt that, you know, the biggest casualty that they took on there was time. By the time they were able to make that push through that, you know, through the hospital, I mean, really, they only had a minute and a half left. So they did a great job holding them back and making them spend their time trying to take over steps to the objective. So absolutely agree with your point there. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good. It'll happen. Also, the hospital was a pivotal point. It definitely held up the Marsoc on that attack, or QuestCumbers. And even though they did trade there 1-for-1, I believe, or actually no, they just lost the guy that was looking over towards the east. Heclac was able to defend his position, which was really awesome to see from two enemy players. So good move here. Now we're going to be moving into round 2. See how QuestCumbers chooses to defend this objective. See if they can bring this back up to a 1-1.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for them, I think, a little bit. It looks like they had a disconnect, and one of their 5 players had dropped. So it's going to be a 4-on-5 on the onset, with favoring QuestCumbers at this point.
Fortunately, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, and you just got to play it out. Alrighty, so we got 2 crossing towards the south, kind of similar to last time when I believe we're going to have 2 going north. Pretty much a mirrored attack plan, at least at this early stage. We're going to see how this goes down. Dazzler choosing to stay in the hospital, but in the doorway, stopping him from being seen from the roof by Coach Codith, who is looking for him but isn't going to find him unless Dazzler peeks out. Meanwhile, Ronald Raygun is choosing to take a defensive position on the bottom floor of the hospital. Maybe be able to pick them out once they get a bit closer. Maybe looking through those side windows. Let's just take a quick look here. Yeah, looking through the side windows down South Road.
And they've re-pushed up really far out here onto the plane wing. He might be able to see both of them, Scrib and Coach, up on the roof. But that's a far push there.
See what you can see here. Kind of dangerous, but also really powerful. And once he takes someone out from that position, he can always reposition pretty easily there. Sounds like they're doing some good job communicating, talking about what they see. Is he? There's just some fire coming out. No shots really connecting here. Everyone holding positions, not overreacting. Meanwhile, Reed's doing a good job battle commanding for his team. 3 minutes left on the clock here. Cataclysm will need to make a move at some point here, as they have a lot of ground to cover still.
Yeah. It looks like they're stacking up here on the, we'll say the, I just, of course, fumbled on a button here, but looks like they're pushing all the way back here to the west, and they haven't quite moved up enough to take over the hospital yet between Fedora and Ricky. They're approaching up this side here. While it's safe, and we can see that from our angle, they of course have to respect that there could be someone on that roof, and that was a spot I think may have been Fedora was playing in the first round when they were on defense.
It's kind of funny you say that, as Dazzler was looking out from the doorway, but with the pre-fire coming out, he's decided to take up that position looking through the dark area. Unfortunately for him, it was as soon as he leaves, Ricky and Fedora push up. So unfortunate for him, but that said, there's 2 minutes left. They're going to have to make that cross sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, all the way over here in the far northwest, Ree is, I think, aware of Coach and Scrib, but Scrib gets a nice shot on the Ree, taking him out. First kill of this round with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. So with that done, they're going to have to push this advantage, move in, and fight the players in gas station, and looks like right on an objective in the kind of like the garage area, and just really use this advantage they just opened up. Like you said, they don't exactly know what's going on here, but they really don't. They didn't leave time for themselves to make a more careful approach, as they used all the time in the beginning on that first approach. And without that time, they're going to have to play more risky here.
Marvin may see him coming around here. If Scrib coming around the corner, I don't know if that's going to be enough movement to catch his eye. And the windows really obfuscate the vision through here, but it's really good cover for him.
Right. Looks like Dazzler saw him first and made Scrib get into cover. Meanwhile, Ricky takes out Fedora. Dante takes out... Dante took out Fedora, and Fedora took out somebody else. Sorry about that. Missed that. This is tough for Cataclysm. One man down already.
Risky peek, though. That's a real risky peek for Dante. If he gets tagged out, that means objectives open and everyone has to rotate in. So they wouldn't have any audio cover. It was a good pick by Dante, though. That's a long shot.
Kind of risky if you have a good grenade thrower. Meanwhile, Scrib runs in on Marvin on the gas station, gets taken out. Coach trying to push across. Lasers trained on him, but he pulls away. Coach is moved up. He is on objective, but there's only 8 seconds left, and Dazzler's going to pick him out before he can try and get that cap. QuestCumbers picks the round, bringing us back to a 1-1.
Yeah. This is a solid defense there. I mean, really an unfortunate draw there out for Cataclysm, having it only going in with 4. But really, they held their angles really tight on the QuestCumbers side and really made sure that they were covered on both sides and forced them to make really uncomfortable pushes. One coming across from gas station and the other coming from the hospital. Of course, that's the way of Onward, is as soon as you stop looking at an angle, that's when somebody's going to move out into it. But they really did a good push kind of getting across that road and getting into the hospital. It just didn't really work out for them as they went through the back of that gas or the back station area.
That's exactly how it works. As soon as you don't look, they're there. When you throw the grenade, chances are your grenade is the one that lands at your feet.
That's right.
So that's just the Onward life there. And you got to get used to those ups and downs, and mostly downs if you're me, but you know, it's all good.
Yeah, I've thrown more than one grenade at my feet. That's for sure.
There's a reason why I give James my grenades. I can't be trusted.
Well, it's one of those things that's Yeah, it's tricky trying to hold on to things in virtual reality, of course, at the same time, and I break lights in real life. That's
Oh
how I
yeah,
throw
that was
grenades.
that was it was pretty special, Kesney. It was pretty special.
Yeah, especially since it wasn't for anything serious except for a celebration. But it looks like our next objective has moved up, and we've got really the what is it? The western objective. It sits out here, just outside the mall.
Our building or something.
Alrighty, so looks like we are getting the north west kind of spawn by the crash building. Or these attackers pulling out their plans. Looks like we got our 5th back for Cataclysm. Should help out a bit, having a full roster of 5 players. One player just decides to run into the crash building. Maybe he can get an early pick. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is pushing across to the south side. Bree does seem to like this plane position here, and he might catch out. Oh, no, Scrib's underground. Never mind. For the defense, we got one in the motel, one underground in the car park. Eklak seems to be second story burning, as well as Fedora the Explorer, and Coach is in the southeast tower. Or wireframe, whatever they call it these days. Whatever the kids are calling it these days.
All these new kids coming in here with them new sayings. I actually really like their setup here. It's a pretty linear defense. So I mean, if you kind of look from Ricky looks at Fedora, who's sitting as a back to Hecklak, they're all sitting kind of within a line, if you will, and I think that provides some strength there, and they can probably visually see each other and understand where the gunfire is coming from.
Lord of the
Gunshire.
Rings Onward Edition.
That's right. This is Lord of the Onward. This is the way. Although Kodith has set his tablet down here, looking across the whatchamahoochit. So this would be the south approach coming in. So he'll be able to quickly look down, have a quick adjustment, and be able to really move around if something were to happen and change here as they're moving across the map.
Meanwhile, Marvin took some fire at the burning building, the east burning tower, whatever you want to call it. Hecklak pulled back, and now he's staying firmly behind cover, letting them come up, move up. He's just going to cover his angle, make them waste time. And that's like for a good plan anyway, as Marvin is rocking a 4x and a drum magazine. He's ready to suppress and do it accurately too. Dazzler and Dante are moving up here on the south. They made the cross, and Coach takes out Dazzler. Let's see, look at this position here. He has got a nice little angle there. As long as his allies are covering the north side, he is golden. And now, if he just keeps watching this angle here, he might get Dante here, who peeks out, and Coach gets the shot.
Down south approach.
Very short peek there. Good shooting from Coach, and that south push has been neutralized. Can't get out of this.
Yeah. Peeking the same angle's always rough. It can pay off if you get a quick peek and a shot, and you had a call out to where it is, but that's some great shooting from Coach.
Meanwhile, Ree has pushed up from Crash and going towards the roof here, trying to get more overwatch. The rest of his team has chosen to take the south approach. Let's see, and Coach... Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. I already had a camera. Excellente. Smoke comes out. He calls it out, pulls out, tries to get the shot on, but he had an empty magazine. Always check your magazine, folks. Ronald pushing up behind Coach, takes out Marvin. Will Ronald Reagan choose to push the same way through the miles of corpses over here on the south side? And it looks like he will, maybe. Nope, no, he decides better. And for good reason, I think.
Hecklak's peeking him, though, right now. So Hecklak's watching that corner that he's going to move in on. They may get caught out there, too.
Fedora takes out Ree over on the north side. Ronald trying to fight back, but with 5 Cataclysm players still up, this is going to be a tough sell and less than a minute left on the clock.
They got themselves in this spot last time, and they actually made a good last-minute push coming into the last 10 seconds of their last attacking round, so they could pull it together, as long as they're communicating.
I don't know if Ronald's going to be able to pull this one. Coach takes some shots at him, but he makes it through. He is now in the center mall building, less than 25 seconds on the clock here. He's got a lot of angles to cover, a lot of enemy players to kill, or the most Hail Mary cap in all existence.
Yeah, I mean, we would need at least like a 0.1 mono cap
Ooh.
here in order to get this one in.
That's pretty tough. Meanwhile, Ronald Reagan looks like he's trying to catch the bus. He's done with this. Less than 3 seconds left on the clock here, and this is going to end to time. Oh,
Ooh.
nope, Scrib is going to get a kill at the end there. Let's fix this. There we go.
Looks like QuestCumbers lost another player again. Wait, no, it was on the Cataclysm, I think, last time. That
It
they had
was
a disconnect.
Cataclysm, and now it's QuestCumber who dropped a player there. He should be back, or maybe they got a QuestCumber player to jump in here.
Maybe.
So interesting round there. Really strong play. Coach really bringing it for his team there, taking out I think 3 people in one round, and it would have been 4 too if he had ammo in his magazine there at the end there. So unfortunate for him.
So I think Coach's spot is brutal. Kind of, I mean, if you look at peeking this corner, and you can come from even a couple of different angles within here, and really on any of those sides, you get to deal with at least 3 floors that you have to look at the same time in the same peak, where he's just looking at that one corner right there. I mean, it's a real brutal line that he held there, and very smart choice by Coach, and that was pivotal there as he really cut a lot of people trying to cross that corner.
Yeah, Hecklack, kind of nearby in the other towers, like, leave some kills for me.
Gotta share, man. That's the way that goes.
I just want to point out as well is even if you kind of get around this building, you clear that, you're gonna have to deal with the people that are sitting here in the motel across the street, and they're really hard to see, honestly. Without even the 2 times, it's kind of hard to see that. So the south is a pretty brutal approach here.
Yeah, there's a lot of rooms to check, and I think really either way, if you come from the north or the south, you still get to deal with all of the rooms opposite of you. Motel, I think you get a little bit of an advantage given that you can see the rooms from the back first, but you're right, Mono, that's brutal.
Definitely. All right, we have 2 Marsoc players pushing towards the north on this attack, and 3 are gonna push all the way to the south. Kind of similar game plan as QuestCumbers had. We've had some kind of mirrored rounds here. Nobody choosing to take the center.
We might see him out here on the north side of the objective here. Oh,
maybe he
not.
is really out there, and he pushes across. Scrib was out in the open, but Ree wasn't looking. Unfortunately, he's going to push onto that north wall. Maybe catch them later when they come across. Either way, he is in a good position for defending against these players. Dazzler takes out Fedora, the Explorer in the south. Oh, and Ree is coming around the corner here. 2 enemy players, and he takes out both. 1 burst, 2 dead. Try to not line up, take different angles if possible. But sometimes it's just unfortunate, and you do get taken out by the enemy player there. Meanwhile, Dazzler and Hecklack should be getting into combat here anytime now. It's a trade, and Dazzler and Hecklack both go down. Neither is Resable. No, yeah, and wow, Cataclysm is down to just Ricky Ticky Stick. Yeah, so for anybody who's joining us, especially these new players to Onward or possibly just to the VRML, this is a scrim between 2 VRML teams in practice for real matches that will be starting Monday. Bright and early Monday. I hope you're bushy-tailed and ready, everyone, by the way. But what's going on here is it's the first team to get 2 4 points. Each time you win, you're going to get a point. When you get a cap, which is when you go to the green disc that the Volk are defending, Volk being the red people on this objective here, you can see the red names. If they cap that objective there with a code, they'll get 2 points for their team, which is very devastating because then you have to go into a Marsoc round, which is historically harder than defending, and then push through and you have to make up those 2 points. Once those 4 points have been reached, the map will be over. A new map will be chosen by the opposite team, and then you will do the same process again. And if the plan, or what you're trying to get, is 2 points, 2 map wins, I should say, overall, which means you will win that series. And once you've won that series, technically you would be the winner, but you'll still play out that 3rd map for MMR purposes or in this scrim, just for that experience. Marvin takes out Ricky Ticky on that cross there, and that will tie it up 2-2. Brutal game, though. What do you think about that one, Kesnei?
That was rough. I mean, you kind of go back to that lane that Enri was pushed out really far, but getting them lined up on that lane here, having them react to it, and then getting both of them that just happened to line up at the same time. I mean, it was a unfortunate scenario for Cataclysm back there on that back end, and really just happening to line up. So they couldn't fire back with both of them because one was in danger of hitting the other, but they're both vulnerable at the same point. But really, it was, it's just unlucky on their part, because I think they should have seen each other in an earlier cross and just didn't. So that really shut down one of the 2 approaches. And then at that point, it became a 3-on-5. And that's a hard scenario. And anytime you're attacking, as you stated earlier, the attack is the harder side really to put together, especially on these larger maps.
Absolutely. So I just want to point out too, this is a special kind of ScrimCast. It's just kind of something that me and Theta started. We're trying to help. Well, we're trying to bring a good game for you guys, but also help out these newer players. A lot of new players joined with the Quest launch, and have not been able to play in VRML because they couldn't play the game. So we're just kind of providing some more insight, a little bit more in-depth ideas, and letting you benefit from our experience a little bit here. Just trying to be a little helpful. So on that north push there's a couple things. Either if you're both going to go north wall, I would let one go forward clear before you both run in there. Or just try to, work together, but takes a little bit separate lines. So they could have gone through this kind of little compound area on the north side. One could have gone up to the roof, which is right over here. Maybe push up the tank or something like that. There's a lot of different options. You don't have to go the exact same path. And you definitely don't want to line up, because then you get just taken out one burst like Kesnei talked about, and that's very bad for you.
That's never a good time. Whenever you die within this game, anybody who's new to this game, you go back to what's called the tent. Think of it like the respawn area, and that's always bad words inside of the tent whenever you have that kind of stuff happen. I've been there.
Grib catches out an early cross from Dazzler and Ree. Moving towards the north side, the rest of the team is pushing up to the south side. Dazzler takes out Coach Kodith, who decided to go on that ring spot there. Meanwhile, the rest of Marsoc have taken the hospital, looking through that bottom story, trying to get a pick. Marvin even going on the roof there. Pretty risky, but can really come out well for you if you can get a pick up there.
Ronald's peeking with the shield. I love this.
I didn't even see that. Is he shooting with the pistol now too?
He is trying to pick out. I think the shield peek's actually pretty intelligent, because any fire that he takes back, he can see them and call them out. But with a pistol in hand, he's not calling out a lot.
Or he's not taking out a lot, but he could be calling out a lot. And that's actually a strategy that G-men use very often on the larger maps, at least on 1.7, where he can just sit up there. No one can take him out as he has that shield. He controls the angle. Dazzler takes a look, but Ree gets the pick first, taking out Scribd, taking out that second store defense on the crash building, opening up a possible vulnerability here. Cataclysm just down to 3. One kind of in the very far west building, one kind of rotating around and behind objective and the crash, and one just kind of sitting right on objective trying to stop a crash. And Cataclysm is really going to have to do a lot of work here in order to stop QuestCumbers' momentum on this round.
Really, that objective that's underneath inside of what the downed airplane, or most people don't want to call it the the crash objective. You have to get all the way down into that tunnel, and that's a push down there.
Ooh, we had a grenade launcher, and it takes out Ricky.
Ooh,
Brutal.
it looks like Rhea is moving into the objective here.
Oh, he just missed. Headclack pushing across the street. He definitely knows that the res going off. Dazzler takes out Fedora. Actually, they both take him out same time. When you see that, that means that they both shot at the same time. But Dazzler is running into objective. Yeah, he is on objective. The capping is happening, and there we go. Fast cap from Dazzler, bringing this to a 4-2, ending this map. And we'll be pushing over to the next one. QuestCumbers chose this map. And so Cataclysm will get their chance to choose a map. And then finally, Home will pick the third map in order to finish off the series. But yeah, brutal round there. Good attack from the QuestCumbers there. Ree and Dazzler working really well there, getting those picks, catching them peaking a little bit more than they needed to, especially after the round started. And that South push just doing a good job supporting and overwatching for their team.
Yeah, and we got some, and we really got that cast speed was great. I mean, I'd say from Dyslexic there. I mean, he put the gas pedal on that one. I mean, it was probably a 2-3 second cap. It looked like the time he got into the zone. So
he didn't even need to. I mean, he had Ree who was downed in the hallway. And Ree would let him know if anyone was coming. But I mean, you never know what can happen in a game of Onward, especially when you're near the objective. Again, that is the focal point of this game. Either you're trying to defend it as Volk or you're trying to attack it as Marsoc. So getting in there and doing the deed as fast as possible is always good, but never possible if you're mono.
For those that don't know, we actually have a unit of measurement now. It's called a mono speed for a cap. So we've kind of aligned that to a time. As mono likes to massage the numbers as he's putting them in, is what I think he does.
I want them to like me, because then maybe it'll work when I click them.
So, as for those that are new, there's the capping of the objective. It's an 8-digit code that they have to put in on their tablet. Now, mind you, we are in VR, so you have to actually physically move your fingers around, and you have to start. And every single round, that 8-digit code is randomized. So sometimes you get a great code like 20, 30, 84, which I think is
Sounds
7
terrible.
digits. Right. Or other times you get like numbers that are everywhere, and trying to memorize them is really difficult. So sometimes it's good luck.
I find that numbers are terrible. I mean, we can cut out the rest. It's just numbers, terrible. Number terrible.
They are. Well, it's just you have to remember it under fire, under pressure, while you're moving across, and trying to quickly pump out a code as fast as you can and not die. It's stressful.
Definitely is. Looks like we are getting a couple changes in the roster here. Coco and Technomancer hopping in here on the Cataclysm side for this close range map. We did move to Cargo. For anyone who didn't notice, this is the most CQB oriented map currently on VRML and pretty much anywhere. Close quarters battle.
Oh, I learned something new today.
Yeah, it's also sometimes called close quarter combat, but most people just say CQB. This is a map of tight angles, quick sight lines, pre-fire, running around that corner, and sticking your gun in their gut and blasting them away. So we should see a bit more aggressive gameplay here. There's nothing abnormal about seeing like 3/4 of the team dying right at the start, like the first 20 seconds. This is actually a favorite of the Pandas.
It is. We actually like this a lot. It tends to be, it's considered the great equalizer. So especially teams that don't have as much experience in games or that prefer kind of that quick reflex gun game, I think really like within kind of the smaller maps. So one of those, and they ended up banned, is Tanker. The other is Cargo within kind of those really tight quarter maps. So the defenses really kind of have to be fairly structured on this. And so, our first objective here sits behind red container. It's probably one of the longest objectives you can have within this map, and even within that, there's a spot for it just on the other side of that red container. So we'll see it'd be interesting to see some of the lines, but they have to cross that dead man zone really right in front of it, between the red containers and the white containers in front of it. So looking forward to seeing what lines they choose.
Change your name to the Butcher then. I'm no longer the Butcher.
There's some interesting talk going on here on QuestCumbers.
I know over here. But do you want me to go over here?
This map's interesting too, because while it can be just bloody as all hell at the beginning there, and there we go, Dazzler takes out Technomancer right off the start, pre-firing that corner. Often a card shot, he runs into the tunnel here. Scrib is ready on the other side, but kind of waiting for him, and he walks out with, I assume, some kind of utility. Dazzler pushes up, getting really aggressive here. Coach is trying to react to this play, watching the back here.
Oh man, from the backside here, Dyslexic is coming around this corner, and he's getting ready to try to take on Coach. They both know that they're here.
Oh, they both are dead now. Dazzler's is reasonable, but he's I think it would be an understatement to say he's far off the objective. Meanwhile, Coco and Hecklack are doing some kind of forbidden ritual here in the darkest part of the map. Coco completely bathed in darkness here. Kind of looks like they're hoping that the defending players push out and get aggressive and try to capitalize on that movement. Can work sometimes.
So, they may not know that Dyslexic we'll just call him Dyslexic. But the two of them that they traded back there, and that may not have gone out as a call, so they may be watching to see who's sneaking around the back, because all happened, as far as they know, is that somebody disappeared off the tablet. So that may be why they're turtling in back here in the corner a little bit and waiting and doing a delayed push.
Yeah, it's really hard to know when those trades go out or you just lose a guy. The lack of information can be really brutal. And Hecklack is going to push all the way across here. See if he gets a confirm onto Dazzler. Always good. You can always confirm with your knife too. Flash goes out.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know.
Dazzler talks. Oh, it was a grenade. Alright, well, that confirm is, well, confirmed, and Hecklack will be able to push up here. They are aware of his position there.
Coco pushing forward into Ree, hiding into the barrels building here, and going to have to cross Ree Marvin at the same time almost.
He's walking pretty loudly as well. The enemy players will be able to hear this and react. Ree does pull back, waiting for him to push up.
Gotta crouch.
Or you can walk slowly too, but yeah, might as well crouch, right?
Yeah. I wonder if he's poking through that wall too, if like there's any kind of clipping action that's happening there. I don't see any at the moment.
I don't think so. He'd have to really be pushed up against it to get that. Coco's going to have to be careful here, as there's a multitude of angles he could get taken out from, and just attacking that yellow room once Volt gets control of it is very difficult.
Yeah, and Ree is
Somebody should make
corner.
a move, though. He is really interested on Flappy Birds on his tablet. Gotta play it. He can't put it down. It won't work anymore. He'll die.
He ducks. I wonder if
Ree
he
is
ducks.
making noise, though. Ree's making noise. Coco hears it. He's ready to breach the building. Looks like he's going to throw a frag in. And the frag goes in, but goes harmlessly in the corner there. Ree will be able to survive. I think he got wounded through the thing. And Marvin decides to peek out around the corner here. And then take out Hecklack, too, in a flurry of fire. Winning QuestCumbers round 1 here on Cargo.
I like seeing the high fives that happened there in the red container. That was pretty fun.
Tell you what, when my team doesn't high five me back after a win, I feel snubbed, and really it just goes downhill from there. So definitely high five your team. Don't snub your teammates. We're all in this together, and teamwork is all about the high fives.
Yeah. I know Technomancer was chatting in our chat room here earlier and was very excited to get in and play on the second map here. So I wonder if Cargo was pre-picked from the Cataclysm side. Whoa. I guess it would have to be from QuestCumbers. They were the ones who picked it.
No, actually, that was a Cataclysm pick as they were away. Q1 was the QuestCumber pick, and we'll see one more QuestCumber pick as well for round 3, or map 3, I should say.
You know, I miscounted. I thought we were in the first round still, but
That was a
somehow
long
with the
round
score
for
one up.
Cargo. I don't blame you. So, a round on quarantine, there's like a time dilation that goes on and onward, roughly speaking. Not officially, but roughly speaking. And a round of like downfall of quarantine, bizarre sometimes even. A round feels like it's over in like 3 minutes. The actual timer is 5. But on Cargo, a long round feels like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it does.
It boggles the mind how different the rounds can feel and how the play is different. Like, you don't have time to push around or do something different on quarantine. But here on Cargo, they could just be bouncing around, taking their time, trying to pick out the defenders and rotate all the way around the map multiple times without running out of time or running into their final push timer.
Yeah. I mean, kind of, for instance, Dyslexic pushed up what was the, I would say right side, but it's the eastern side of the map. And that happened within probably 45 seconds of the start of the round. It was down to a 3v2 basically. And he had pushed all the way out there. And then for the next 2 minutes, we sat there while they got into position. So it just feels longer given the distance. I completely agree.
Honestly, with that push by Dazzler, extremely aggressive. When you get that kind of setback, I guess, where one player just comes in and wrecking balls on one side of the map, it can be hard to not be scared and really just kind of take it easy. And you really do have to continue the pace. There we go. Script takes out Marvin.
They decided to hold this midline here a bit, and Ronald's now crossing.
Coco kind of sitting out here in the open here. Got to be worried here as he could easily get taken out by Ronald or Dante.
Where's... I don't even see Coco here.
He's over by the barrels, basically. If you can look on camel. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I do see him. That is an interesting spot to hold there. They've got 3 people committed to that lane.
Very concerned about that. Codith takes out Dazzler, and it's kind of funny because Dazzler called it out earlier. Must have been maybe on the door jam and able to take him out there. Good move by Codith.
Yeah. Did he throw a grenade in there? Is that how he hit him so far down in that tunnel?
That was C4.
C4. Ah.
Techno rings out, takes out Ronald Reagan in the middle there. It is only a down there. We do need to see a confirm, and there we go. Ree gets a revive on Dazzler. C4 can kill instantly, but you have to be pretty darn close. Usually they'll only down. Codith reacts just a tad too slow, and Dazzler takes him out, getting the revenge there. And now objective is worryingly kind of open there. It's only up to Heclac guarding that back angle and Coco kind of watching the other side. But if they slip into that red container, we could see a sneaky cap if maybe Heclac is engaged by somebody else. Smoke goes out, but hits the support beam. Meanwhile, Dante and Ree are pushing up in the center area right here. Technomancer holding steady. Actually has a great angle watching across. I didn't see it because his laser was obscured. But now he's taking fire from Ree and has to keep his head down.
Ooh, Heclac and Dazzler. Dazzler's making that approach.
And there we go. He takes out Heclac.
Good move up.
He is now in the back line. Coco needs to react here. Otherwise, we're going to see a cap. Coco, I don't think, is aware of this.
It doesn't look like he'd be rotating if he did.
Dazzler's trying to cap there. But I think he's just a tad too far. Script takes out Dante. Coco again needs to react here. And here he's on the objective tablet out. Coco takes out Technomancer. Dazzler hears the movement and takes him out, even though the round was already over because the cap was on. Even if they all died, they still would have won that round. QuestCumbers goes up 2 points, and now Cataclysm is on the back foot and has to win a Marsoc round and a few more on top of that. They can't lose from here on out, otherwise they're going to lose this map. And technically the series, again, it's only a scrim, so any experience is good experience.
Yeah, I think that was that was like losing that side there was pretty brutal, and it was unfortunate that there wasn't a confirm down that tunnel because Dyslexic, who's enabled that push to come back through on the once again on that east side and come up through that house, the White House, and to get towards the backside of container. I think it's just a little unfortunately. So everyone, for those that are new, you are equipped with a tablet, and the tablet gives you both the overall map view, but it gives you locations of your friendlies, and it gives you as green dots. So when they lost that side, I mean, we needed to see a little bit more of a rotation to protect the objective, but it was really great on who was that there that was on Dyslexic coming in, identifying that it was open and trying to get creative with the cap. And had he waited another couple of seconds, somebody may have been on top of him. So it was a good identification and movement from him. What do you think about, kind of how that progressed and how that push took place?
So, you can defend an objective any way you want to. There's multiple different ways to do it. Each team is going to have their own style. And Cataclysm chose to do a pretty heavy east defense, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just like you said, when the west side got taken out, we needed to see the rotation. We needed to see that tablet awareness. And really, honestly, we needed to see that movement a lot sooner. Everyone should be checking their tablets pretty regularly here, especially when there's some gunfire. Take a moment, take a look, see what's going on. You never know when your flank's getting taken out, and, if they're able to exploit that opening, you might see a cap like we did, or just the enemy players pushing in and killing all of you. And, we're going to get an aggressive attack here from the defense. Dazzler and Ree pushing up on the tunnel side. Ree's already in the tunnels. Dazzler's peeking out. Takes out Script. Good shot from Dazzler. Coach is aware of his position, and Dazzler also probably heard his approach across the street here. Dazzler takes out Techno, and he runs around the back and takes Coach as well.
Oh, that's a 3v5 or 2v5 again. Ooh.
Yeah, Marvin downs Coco. Long shot from Marvin on the barrels here. Hecklack is taken out by Dazzler, who is on a tear for this round.
That's officially his 10 power.
Yeah, 10 kills for Dazzler. Tough round for Cataclysm. But they are a brand new team here. They're learning how to play with each other, get that teamwork down. Win or lose, it's going to be a good experience for them. Looks like map 3 is going to be Subway, Winway, the best way, the only way. Don't play Suburbia.
Excuse me? Oh, wait, hang on. Speaking of Reinhardt, I feel that there's something that's only appropriate to do here on the cast. Reinhardt is officially going to be 100 years old.
100 years old. Oh, boy.
100 years old.
That is a great year.
It is, actually. When you hit those triple digits in life, I mean, everything goes up from there for the last 10 minutes. So it's going to be really good for him.
Oh, Reinhardt. So technically, he's not quite there yet. It'd be tomorrow, but happy birthday to him. Hopefully he has a great day. Screw him for not coming to the cast, but
Yeah.
I hope he enjoys his time tomorrow. Hopefully he doesn't go to 100-person parties or anything.
99's okay though, just not 100.
99. Yeah, don't go over the limit. Don't go over the limit, kids. So yeah, happy birthday to him.
That's right. Is the first objective here topside?
Yep.
Ah.
Yes, we have the Chinatown objective. So this map, kind of a mix between close range and a little bit of medium range in that second story. A lot of flanking opportunities on this map. Really kind of like distinct paths that you really have to commit to if you're going to take them. The flanks can take a bit to get around, but they can be really powerful as well. So always think about those flanks early so you don't run out of time and feel like you're forced into defending or attacking on a specific side. Attacking, I mean, not defending, sorry. And some of the most fun, kind of different objectives in Onward, in my opinion, which makes this my favorite map. I am a little biased, though. It is a strong map for Mayhem, my team. in the VRML. But either way, good or bad, I find this one just so much fun to play. Not so much a panda map though, huh?
Well, so it used to be. We really enjoyed it, especially when they nerfed the shield. We stopped pretty much playing this. We had a couple of different plays that were built around a shield. And so whenever the shield was pulled from really the roster, there was a big nerf that happened in 1.8, and you can't run as fast with the shield and whatnot.
Well, it's
So
out anyway. Put it on
yeah,
your back,
I mean,
and then suddenly you feel faster and more spry.
yeah, you can start jumping around. I really want to see an introduction in 1.9 of grappling hooks so we can grapple over obstacles. I think that would be really cool.
As a
and
map maker, I really don't want that to happen. I do not want to have to deal with that.
That'd be great.
No, in fact, they could just remove the air drone, and that'd be very, very nice for us map makers. They are such a problem, you have no idea. And it's funny because no one actually uses them really. But they're still something you have to account for.
Yeah.
Custom maps will be coming back to Onward soon. Can't say when, but sometime soon. Very soon. And we will be seeing some interesting new custom maps as well as the old favorites coming back, I'm sure. So I'm excited for that. I can't tell you. I cannot tell you guys anything more than that. It can't be more than vague. It is what it is. But, sooner or later, we will have those customs back, and I'm excited for that. Did you play very many of the customs, Kesnei?
Oh, I love the customs. There was one in particular that was my favorite. Had a bunch of tires in it.
Oh, yes. Tire field.
The tire field. I thought all the
Almost.
customs were so fun, and it introduced it kind of like an angle that it reminded me of old Counter-Strike days. Am I allowed to say that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And in
okay,
fact, it's
good.
kind of funny because there's a Counter-Strike map called, it's slipping my mind right now. Something with a B.
Yeah, it's a remake of Dust. What was it called though? I don't recall, but it actually
Birmingham.
plays. That's what it was.
Yes.
Birmingham.
Yeah, Birmingham. Pretty much not a 1-to-1, but a loving recreation with a little bit of changes here and there to suit Onward gameplay. A lot of custom maps coming from nothing but just our mind, and others, and we're gonna see more and more. Some of them are gonna be available on Quest, some are not. And with those maps, will have different requirements for what can be run on them, performance-wise. So you'll see some more of the wild, more fantastical ones. I know that Snooperfax is working on a couple of those bad boys, as well as the ones that are going to work for everyone, where you're going to be able to play both PC, VR, and Quest together. What are these
Cool.
teams doing?
Crossplay. It looks like they're having a
Cataclysm.
connection issue on Cataclysm. Are we getting your spaceships? And I really can't talk today, but your spaceship map, is that coming back?
All my maps will be coming back except for Secret Naya Bazo.
Don't say spaceship.
No, spaceships come back. Secret Naya Bazo won't be back at least for a little while. But everything else is good to go.
Whoop, whoop. I always
And
liked your maps. I'm biased, I know,
I
but
like my maps too. I'm also biased.
I remember we used to have, we'd get comp lobbies. So there's two different types of lobbies. You have your regular lobbies, which, there are some things that are enabled so you can put on goggles and fly around the map. And then there's competitive lobbies. And I remember the first time we played one of your maps, we had, I think it was a competitive lobby playing on a map that none of us knew. And we're like wandering around like, I'm over by this building. It's a white square building, which there were like 20 of them. I don't know what to call it. It's on the west side.
I like the my favorite one of those is when it's Lonely Road and it's like I'm next to a rock on a hill and there's trees.
That's right. They're shooting
And they're
at
like,
me.
oh, I'm also on a rock near a tree that's also on a hill.
I hate you for naming that, by the way, because I could never join that and not think, I walk a lonely road. And I'd sit there and be singing it inside the tent, and I'm sure everybody hated me.
Yeah. So the maps will be coming back. Some interesting gameplay we will have. I'll be excited for that. Definitely excited to get those maps and give us some opportunity to play those maps that we've been playing, some new maps, and just bring in some new life to Onward. If you get sick of those official maps and the release schedule, you can get some content in the meantime.
So, Mono, there was a chat there in our chat. There is a question here asking, how hard is it to make a map? And since you kind of are really involved within the map creation community and involved with the development team, could you give a quick rundown on what that process looks like and how difficult of that, we'll say, scale 1 to 10?
To make maps, it's made in the Unity editor, which is free for anyone to get. Getting the assets, on the other hand, can be a different story, but there is a lot of free assets out there. But to create a cohesive map that really fits the theme, works together, can be difficult, but with time, you probably can, work it out, and you can also make your own assets. That part's really difficult. The whole placing and learning Unity, I'd say, is kind of like medium. Watching a couple tutorials, just getting in there and trying it, can be done by pretty much anyone. The hard part is going to be making it work within limits. If you are making a map, I suggest making a PCVR only map, as the limits are less strict. And you can already see in the document, the custom map making document put out by Downpour, which kind of details the process, what those limits are. And they're a lot more nice and easy to reach. Quest, I can't say specifics, but it is a lot harder. It's a lot more work, and it's more of an advanced topic. And for that, I would say it's pretty darn hard. The more expansive your map gets, the more difficult it gets on multiple levels. So again, just start with those PCVR maps, is my opinion.
So I have a question for you, as you seem to be a map maker and a Quest, we'll say enthusiast for map making here. Do you have like one of these shops here? It's not exactly, we'll say, kid friendly. Are there different graphics between the Quest and the PCVR?
It's kind of funny, but yeah, you will be able to do a little bit of a different map for PCVR versus Quest. But you always have to be careful about changing gameplay elements. But here we go. We're getting started here up in the Chinatown objective. Heclac pushing really far forward down the horseshoe, really hoping to catch them out. You have to be worried there. If they came up, they would be able to come up on him, but it looks like he got in position. Scribs is going to push up here on the south alley here. He's going to run in the entire enemy team. And he gets eviscerated, but not before he goes out with a trade. Also giving the information to his team.
Did he get a chance to call that out before he got mowed over?
Oh, I don't think so. Heclac is really far off. I would have liked to see a rotation from him. He does have a strong position to defend this objective. They are doing a good job there. The attacking team checking behind them. They definitely need to keep an eye on that, as flanks from the defenders are definitely possible on this objective. Here we go. Very aggressive push down the south alley here. Nobody is aware of Heclac, but he's decided to go for a full rotation here.
Okay, check.
And
is he going to come back to the north stairs or south stairs?
I kind of think we got a learning experience from Ree right here, as everyone's just kind of listening and going here. Smoked go all over objective. Defenders will have to be really careful here. And he's on objective.
That looks like a cap.
And
that's
there we
cap.
go. Oh. Nobody responded to that, unfortunately. Oof. Unfortunate.
I know exactly how this moment feels from the Panda experience, when you get smoked out on an objective, and then after they cap and you just get to sing, I'm a lonely defender sitting on objective and missed them through the freaking smoke.
So when you see that heavy smoke there, you got to be really aware of what your team's got covered. If you don't have the objective covered and the smoke covers the objective, you're going to have to respond. Throwing a flash onto objective can be a great play. Stop them from being able to see. Or spraying into the smoke, making a move into the smoke, getting some kind of information there. You can't just sit back and wait for them to come forward and find you, as you do risk the enemy players just capping on you under the cover of the smoke.
Yeah,
And that's what we had today.
One grenade would have taken out that entire push in there, because they did kind of stack up behind the objective there. So if they had kind of dropped kind of on that near side between the trash can and the objective, had put a grenade down, they likely would have taken out at least the push. But yeah, they needed to lay down some fire and move over. But the smokes are really rough. I mean, if you happen to get caught in one of those smokes and you don't know exactly what you're facing at that point in time, it's hard to move out of those because you can't see anything. It makes your whole screen go white. Not like what it is here on the cast where we could kind of see through the smokes. They don't get that luxury coming through.
Oh, so hopefully we'll see some counter utility play in the future. Some things to think about for sure. And also, this map is really good for C4, guys. I would recommend that you get at least one person on your team who becomes a C4 maestro, who knows where to hide that C4 to catch them out and be in optimal areas to just blow up their team. C4 would have been devastating just like a frag would, but it's on command and doesn't require you to pull the pin and be really obvious that you're pulling utility like that.
Just need the clacker. Clack, clack.
Quack, quack.
Clack, clack.
Our Rhea is going to push way far out south side here. Ronald is going to pull out and defend the tunnel. Rhea's going to peek out here pretty slow here.
Dazzler kind of took out the north, and he's going to come around to Scrim and Coco.
Oh, just caught it, and it's just in time, a double again. We need to see some movement. Just for you guys here, I would have, and this kind of push, had one person further down the stairs just ready to react and get that refrag. When you're working together, that's the main thing. You're trying to complement each other, and one goes down. You take that opportunity to try and get that refrag, or at the very least be aware of their position and take them out at a later time. But never be just stacked up right on top of each other, as you're going to get caught out like that. It's just risk for no reason, so just keep that in mind, guys. Meanwhile, the rest of the attackers have chosen to go on the south side, kind of similar to what the QuestCumbers decided to do last game. Taking it slow here. They got some time. Coach watching that angle. Got a crossfire from Techno, and Hecklak staying further back down the stairs, just watching their rear for some kind of flank, especially since their entire north push died. You don't know if the enemy players have decided to continue their defense by pushing forward and capitalizing on that gap. So good job from the attackers over here on the south side.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to push out, and they're going to... Hecklak's holding that back flank, so they can't move around. So Ree is moving up, and Hecklak now has, of course... Oh, but moving Technomancer back to take a look, and...
Ooh. Ree takes out Tech. Heck throws out some utility. Coach is alarmed, looking back like what's going on over there. Frag goes out trying to catch a defending player coming out. Hecklak's gonna peek around the corner, just pre-firing, and he gets Ree at the last of his magazine. Coach takes out Ronald Reagan on the opposite side, trying to push up and support Dazzler. In a position to support him, Hecklak gets that confirm, and Dazzler just sitting here on this angle trying to pick him out while he thinks he's high and mighty.
Hecklak's going to try to take this corner and see if he can see Dazzler. But Dazzler's watching that really tight. If he takes a peek there, he's going to turn around and go away.
I'm with you here, but it looks like Hecklak is not. He decides to pull back here, pick through some of this body. Coach Codith, meanwhile, over here is going to get into some combat with El Marvin. I don't know if they know about each other, but they are concerned. Marvin gets the shot off first, taking out Coach. And Dazzler also takes out Hecklak over on the street, bringing this up to a 3-0. It's tough. It's tough. Normally, I'd say these closer maps are a bit easier to play when you're got a brand new team. Need some time to get that teamwork element going. But against some of these strong, close-range brawlers like Dazzler and Ree, you gotta really be careful. Especially, I'd say Dazzler's kind of his element, I think. These closer to medium range maps, he does really well on. And we're seeing that here today.
He hit his stride. You're hitting a 10 power last round. I think he got a cap in the last 2 maps. I mean, he's in stride at this point. And I think on the QuestCumbers, Dyslexic Dazzler and Ree are both substitutes. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is correct. I think Ree is a reservist right now. Dazzler plays for Warfare, a gold ranked team, I think, right now.
Yeah.
I'd say that they're a gold ranked team regardless of what the MMR says, but I think they are actually at gold anyway. So a bit of a tough first match for Cataclysm, being a brand new team, but it is good experience one way or another. You will have to face people that have more time and experience than you, and have more time together as a team, more importantly. But yeah, I don't know.
Mono,
This is all
I have a gift for you.
a gift for me.
I've got a gift for you. Guess what objective we're doing?
Hell
Only
yeah.
your favorite objective in the whole world.
The whole world. So this is pretty much, in my opinion, the most unique objective in Onward. It is very tight. There's only 2 ways onto objective, and yet normally that would make it an imbalance in my opinion. But in this time, in this map, in this objective, it works out really well, and it's super fun. And you get that close tactical play on the North Stair that you don't get anywhere else in Onward. In almost any case, you need to really spread out. You really need to have that spacing. You need to be going all over the map. But on this one, you can, if you want to, do a really aggressive play on the north. Smoke goes on the roof here. Techno and Coach have pushed up really close. Techno, ooh.
Oh, a team kill.
Coach's grenade team kills there. Ree is still resable.
They may have smoked themselves with that smoke.
Right, it's probably going.
Another team kill.
Dazzler gets a team kill. Heclac grenades Ree and finishes them off here. Another frag would be devastating for the attackers here, but I don't think any more is going to be coming out. Dazzler's pushing forward, and Coach decided to pull back and take a more defensive line. Honestly, looking pretty good for Cataclysm here. That said, not quite enough. Coach is aware that they are pushing up here.
Watching down from the bottom of these stairs here, and they're just looking like they're maybe peeking. That smoke coming out, that may blind Coach. Nope, it's not going to roll far enough. Womp womp.
Tough position. Once they get the top of the North Stairs, though, to defend that is very difficult. Eklek in the back here might be able to catch them running down the stairs, but if they go down prone, they will see him first and take him out. So I do suggest defenders in this back area, if you're watching for that kind of push, to be prone, as then you will have an equal footing if the attackers decide to go down prone and slow.
Looks like they're just going to go ahead and crouch. So it doesn't look, at least Dante is currently
here we
crouched.
go. Dazzler is prone. He's got his head rocked to the side here, bringing his gun down pretty much as low as he possibly can. He has one player watching over his back, trying to catch maybe Kodith popping out and taking out Dazzler while he's in that compromising position. And one player kind of guarding the rear, although he's getting a little too interested in the action going on here. Really good attacking setup here. And here we're going to see this shot onto Heclac any moment now. Dazzler takes out Heclac, who had no idea Dazzler was there. He's able to jump into crouch position, come down the stairs. Kodith is ready for him and takes out Dazzler, and then pops up and takes out Ronald. But Dante will be able to confirm it, and Coco will need to defend this objective. Takes fire onto Dante, winning it for Cataclysm, giving him a point on the board. Is this the comeback?
So I think what we saw here was probably something we haven't seen from Cataclysm yet throughout these series. They rotated really, really well, and it was exciting. So as things happened on those north stairs, they started funneling back in from the ones that are covering inside the tunnels, moved them back inside so they could get that pinch there. Whereas the opposite from QuestCumbers, they focused all 5 on that north. Maybe spreading out might have been a better option to keep them kind of glued to the inside. It was a really good capitalization there at the top of the stairs. Some unfortunate friendly fire kills, but both sides just did extraordinary. That was so exciting to watch.
Yeah, I agree. That was really fun gameplay, and that's what this objective brings. I mean, it's not just me, guys. It's really fun. You should play this map more, please. And don't
ban it.
Don't ban it
every time.
No, don't ban it. Please.
Do it. Ban it for mono.
All jokes aside, we're never banning Subway. Okay?
I
Yes,
don't know.
everyone packed? Packed? Blood
Trying to
packed?
make a deal. So,
Alright.
do you think they'll answer back in kind? Do you think they'll split, or they're going to do a full 5 north push? What do you think we're going to see kind of as an answer back coming out of Cataclysm now and kind of riding that high in?
I honestly don't know. As these new teams, I kind of think that they're not going to do a 5-man push. I think that Heclac has more of a cautious style. He's going to try and probe their defenses and use every angle available to him. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a team going to the north, at least 2, at the very least, and trying to at least probe it and take them out. Using the north alley can be very make or break, though, as if the defenders get that upper hand, maybe get a grenade or a flash, your entire north team can easily go down very, very quickly. So there's a lot of counterplay available, C4, other utility, just fast reflexes. So you really got to be careful if you do choose to do that kind of defense or attack on the north alley.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're thinking here after their win.
I think I'm excited to see them rebound, come back after, and they had a couple of rounds that were pretty rough, but to rebound, come back, clutch that out with the rotation. I'm excited to see how they move into this attacking phase.
You got 1 player going far south, looks like 2 players at least going north, 3, 4, maybe. All right, so let's see how they do this here. Heclac, they do have a little bit of room, but they are bunching up just a tad here in the front. Molly.
Ooh.
You hear
Bad
the
throw.
Molly?
Yeah,
There
there's
you
a
go.
molly. It's up at the top of stairs.
Oh, okay.
Ree
All
went to
right.
throw a grenade over the top and accidentally banked it off. Tried to take himself out with the grenade throw instead. Fortunately, had a second or 2 to move back.
Flash when this one's up.
Recalls for a flash to go over the wall here.
So you can make it over the wall.
Go far
Got some
back.
good. He's teaching his team here. He doesn't know. Ree didn't really tell him where the enemy players were. They weren't there. And now
Making
he
a
pulls
push.
around the corner and gets eviscerated by bullets. But he did
Ronald's
take out
out
Techno.
of there.
Yeah, he's like, nope. Flash goes out. And the attackers are pushing forward here, capitalizing on this attack that they just did, taking out 1 player. Pre-fire goes out, nobody to catch there. Dante, Ronald, and El Marvin kind of at the bottom of the stairs there, all ready for some kind of push. Utility going out. Craig goes out. Good move to catch some C4 maybe. Ronald takes out Coco. Scrib gets a pick onto Dante at the bottom of the stairs here. Heclac pushes down, takes out Ronald. Is he going to continue his push here? That's hard to know. Meanwhile, Coach is firing at Dazzler, but Dazzler comes out ahead. Meanwhile, Marvin has got to defend this objective. He's the last one directly on objective here unless Dazzler comes back, which looks like he's going to. And let's see how this defense is going to go as Marvin's getting a little aggressive here. Dazzler finishes his kill on the south.
Did he hear him talking, or did he just decide he wanted to shoot the body twice?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised Dazzler's going to do a good job confirming the kills when he can. All right, here we go with the attack. Heclac and Scrib going down together at the same time here. Marvin catches Scrib out here, and now Heclac gets that nice confirm. He's going to run out, trying to get this objective here. But if he's not careful, Dazzler's going to take him out here, and there we go. Dazzler gets that kill, bringing this to a 4-1. QuestCumbers takes the map, and that would be the end of this map. I'm going to ask him if we're going to get an encore.
Encore. Encore. Encore. Oh, and I guess Ricky's saying that Cataclysm did actually practice this map, and I think really it showed in that last meetup, and even in this attack. I felt the attack was very structured. Did a good job kind of pushing forward there. So it was pretty excellent. I'd say a great showing from Cataclysm, and given that they had a couple of individuals in the other team as substitutes in, it was I think from QuestCumbers as well. I mean, they definitely rose to the occasion and answered back appropriately.
I did like that attack. I felt like there's definitely some structure and thought going into it. They had one player going south. Just maybe catch rotations out if they got like a really strong push on the south. And then they had a 4-man team. Pretty heavy, but it's still good on the north push. When you do get control of that stairs, it can be really powerful to come down though, as you do have an advantage going down the stairs. But the one thing, or the two things I'd say, when you're going down those stairs, if you're going to go slow, you got to go prone, because if you're crouched, you're going to get taken out by somebody who is either crouched or prone at the back end of this hallway. And you know, if you just run too, you especially aren't going to see them, as they're just going to shoot your feet off there. Maybe use some utility. Flashes would have been good there, although I think that they did use up all their utility kind of pushing in, and they did use them very well in my opinion. The frags going down on the stairs is a really good move, as their C4 can be hard to see on the stairs there. So just blowing that up, and sometimes you'll get an enemy player too, so that can be really good.
Yeah.
All in all, I think both teams played really well there. Cataclysm really gave QuestCumbers a run for their money, especially on map 1. They really put it to them, and I think that they're gonna turn out to be a great team there. They just got to get more scrims in, more gameplay together, get that teamwork element, and just really think out their strategies all the way. And you never know the plans that you make are going to work until you actually test them in a match or scrim setting. So it's really good to see that kind of commitment to playing a scrim. So good job, both teams. They both did really well there, and I hope that both teams were able to learn a lot. Did you have any closing thoughts, Kesnei?
You know, I would have to say my favorite part was watching a new team, Cataclysm, and I know kind of going through the throes of a new team it's rough, and that learning curve is really steep, but watching them rise to the occasion and not be just completely defeated and start doing, wild things, but sticking to their plan and pulling one out there. The caps are pretty brutal. I mean, we saw a cap in each one of the maps, which is, I would say, a bit unusual to see kind of that aggressive of a cap push in there. So we could probably, maybe focus a bit more on objective, but I'd say that, really it displayed how powerful a capping of an objective really is and how much that hurts. So I think that, but watching them come back and to win a round after kind of that, I'll say there's, it's a mild beatdown that happens there, but to rise to the occasion and pull out that W there, I think was really great. And I enjoyed seeing that. And it was such a great rotation and push. So both teams looking really great, and I'm excited to watch them grow. And I, appreciate you having me along today, Mono. Thanks for letting me tag.
Thank you for joining in and helping me show these great games today. Really good gameplay in general. I love seeing Subway too, I won't lie. Hopefully we see more of that. I'm telling you guys, this is the map you want to learn. I mean, definitely learn the maps that everyone picks, like Suburbia Cargo and all that. But this is the map that nobody practices, that nobody plays. I mean, you could kind of see that while both teams had some practice there, they got some experience. I mean, really, they're not playing this all the time, even in pubs. So this is the map I recommend that you play, and you'll catch the enemy team out or force their ban on this map, giving you a full opportunity to pick what you want as well. So thanks for coming, guys. I really appreciate you showing up, all the viewers, for today. Thanks, Kesnei, for casting with me, and the two teams that allowed us to cast them today. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the coming season and the upcoming casts for the VRML, as I am a caster there, and you will be seeing me in Theta and all the other casters showing you these wonderful games when MMR is on the line as well. So please do tune in for that starting next week.
Yeah.
And actually, there's one more game for the hiatus tournament, isn't there?
I think they're still in the finals there for it. I think there is one more. Is that later tonight?
I don't think it's tonight. I think there's one tomorrow, but I can't be sure. I think there's one more tomorrow, guys. I'm 100% sure but if there is, it's going to be on the Oculus Menus thing, as well as on Twitch and all the other platforms that it's on.
That's
So,
going to be exciting to watch that come through for the hiatus tournament. And that was a fun way to kick back in. And I'm excited for this season to kick back off again. It's taken, it's like
a
that meme.
sweet
It's
time.
taken too damn long. Like, what's got to happen, man? We got to get back into it.
Yeah, I'm almost certain there's at least one more on Sunday, one more final. So do tune in for that. From our wonderful casting crew, everyone have a wonderful night and thanks for tuning in. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.